Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us in Today in Travel. If you're joining for the first time, I am Jason Poole. I am a travel advisor with Cruise Planners and love talking about all things in the travel industry. We have a lot of things to talk about today, so let's dig in. First of all, if you're an American, we are 1 week away from an election. Everybody I know is ready for this thing to be over with, myself included. If you need a ride to the polls, there are some great ways to get discounted or free rides. Lyft has some promo codes to enter. Uber has some promo codes to enter. They can make them half off to free. So if you need a ride to the polls, go open Lyft, go open Uber. The instructions are in the app. Get to the polling places and make sure your voice is heard. It's too important to not get out and vote. So go vote, go vote, go vote. All right. Now, let's dig into the what we talked about last week. We're going to continue it. We talked about how cold weather destinations are the new trend. Everybody's talking about cold weather destinations. Iceland, Greenland, Alaska, off-season Med, Antarctica. MSC Cruises is joining that trend, and they are making their Alaska debut in 2026. This is the destination MSC has wanted to go to for years. I'm really excited to have another ship up there. I'm a big proponent, and the more competition, the better. So MSC 2026 going to Alaska, I think that is fantastic news. Gives people even more options. And look, when there's more options, it's better for everybody. Helps the pricing. It helps the industry get more inventive, better itineraries, better programs. So great news for MSC fans. Now, late last week, the rumors came true that Royal Caribbean's newest ship, Star of the Seas, their Broadway style musical, their interpretation of it was announced. It is going to be Back to the Future. So I think this is really fun. I'm a big fan of Back to the Future. I loved it as a kid, loved it as an adult. And, this just shows, Royal Caribbean is continuing to just set the bar for entertainment. And I mean, between the Aqua Dome and Utopia doing the Aqua Theater, the production show. So I cannot wait to see how people are going to love Back to the Future on Star of the Seas. If you don't know, that's the newest Icon class ship. So lots more to come out about Star. So I'm glad we're finally getting some nuggets here and there coming out about Star. Now, we've talked about on the show a couple times Space Perspective. So this is that company that's going to send you to space, and the balloon takes a couple hours to go up and then a couple hours to come down. And it's going to be, they're going to have Wi-Fi, a bar, let's say like a little lounge capsule as you go up to space. And Cruise Planners has group space held on it. So if you want to go to space, we can book it for you. Richard Branson has decided to invest in Space Perspective and going to go up on the inaugural voyage to space. I think this is fantastic. It's going to get people more excited about it. When you watch shows on like Apple TV about, the space tourism, I can't, it's like one day I hope we get to have that happen. And we're finally seeing the reality of space tourism coming in our lifetime. And with a name like Richard Branson behind it, him investing in it, I think it's fantastic. I mean, I think they should rename it Virgin something, right? Slap the Virgin logo on it, send them up into space. But I think Richard Branson just tends to make things more popular, more known in pop culture. So cannot wait to see Richard Branson going into space with Space Perspectives. Now, coming back down to earth a little bit, back down to sea level, I'm real excited for Regent's new cruise ship, the Seven Seas Prestige. So Regent is making the ship a little bit bigger. They're only increasing the number of people that can be on board by just a little bit. But on average, it's going to have the most space per passenger of any ship in their fleet. Regent is committed to having, the world's most luxurious fleet, and they are, committed to that mission with the Prestige. I love that they're still keeping it well under 1,000 passengers, making it slightly bigger. So they're bringing in some new venues, some more restaurants. So those itineraries are starting to look amazing. I cannot wait to sail on the new Regent ship. So I love that the industry is so healthy, where we have the Seven Seas Prestige, like 800 something passengers, but we're also talking about Star of the Seas with, 6,000 plus people, and there's everything in between. We're just at a great time and place in the cruise industry where we can have the teeny tiny little boutique luxury ships and the big, massive theme park, great for kids, great for families, and everything in between. It's a great time to be a fan of cruising. This I thought was wild. American Airlines just had its longest flight ever. It went from Brisbane to Dallas Fort Worth. It was nearly 16 hours. That's a long time to be in a plane. And so that was their longest flight ever. I was surprised that route hadn't existed before, and it made news. So kudos to American Airlines, for have the new record for longest flight. I don't know about you, but 16 hours on a plane. I would hope I'm in business class for that one. No doubt about it. Now, speaking of airlines, we talked about on the show a lot about Delta revamping their loyalty program. American had a similar approach a couple years ago. Well, United is now jumping in. They're revamping their loyalty program for next year. Admittedly, the United program is the hardest for me to understand. Some of my dear friends and clients are United fans, and they try to explain to me the points plus. It's the hardest one for me to understand. I don't fly United, but long version short, they're making it harder to hit status. And that's kind of the trend we're seeing across the industry. Because at least, on the Delta side, there's just too many diamonds. On the American side, too many executive platinums. So on United, there's too many 1Ks. So they're really trying to make it a bit more difficult to hit status. So those who do have status really feel like they're having an elevated experience over those who don't. So we'll see how this goes over at United. I haven't jumped on their message boards yet, but I'm anxious to see how it is received. And last but not least, the new airline rule about refunds is now fully in effect. So if you don't remember, if your flight is canceled or delayed more than 3 hours for economy or 6 hours for international, you are guaranteed a full refund. Okay. So if you're at the airport and they try to give you the runaround about, you get a credit, let's rebook you. If you want a refund, you can get a refund on the spot, no credits. You can just get a refund, walk away, book whatever you want. So that new rule is in effect as of now. So hopefully all the gate agents, all the airline employees know of this rule. So if you are delayed, you are entitled to that refund. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining. We're trying to keep these a little bit shorter, just get you in and out, 10 minutes, see what's going on in the world of travel. So can't wait to talk to you guys. And a lot of you have already emailed me this morning about some itineraries you want quotes on. So I'm going to get back to that. We'll see you next week. Next week, election in America. Again, get out and vote. If you need a ride, use Uber or Lyft, free to discounted rides. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back later. Bye-bye.